Hello, students. Welcome to part 4 of the chapter The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. As you can see on the thumbnail, in this part, we'll cover question and answers as well. There are 4 questions in your book, so we'll cover those 4 questions as well. So let's begin. If you remember, Morad and Aram were enjoying horse riding. One day, while they were on their way to horse riding, John Byro, the owner of the horse, confronted them. They faced the true owner of the horse, John Byro. And at that time, while Aram was afraid, Morad said, "No problem, I'll deal John Byro." Because he said he had a way with the farmers. So, what he actually says, what is the conversation in between them? Let's see. "Good morning, John Byro," my cousin Morad said to the farmer. Morad said to the farmer, John Byro, "Good morning, John Byro." The farmer studied the horse eagerly because they were with the horse. The farmer was shocked to see the horse. It was similar. It was exactly the same as his horse. The farmer studied the horse eagerly. "Good morning, son of my friends." So he said, "Good morning" to both of them, Aram and Morad. "What is the name of your horse?" He simply asked a question. "What is the name of your horse?" "My heart," my cousin Morad said in Armenian. So Morad said, "The horse named as my heart." What was the name of the horse? My heart. He said, "Its name is my heart." "A lovely name," John Byro said. Then John Byro said, "Very good. A lovely name for a lovely horse. I could swear it is the horse that was stolen from me many weeks ago." Then he said, he could swear, he could take an oath that the horse was his horse, but he could not say so. Why? Because no one could believe a Garglanian family member to steal. Then he asked permission to Morad to look into the horse's mouth. Of course, Morad said, "No problem, you can check." The farmer looked into the mouth of the horse, tooth for tooth, exactly similar tooth, just like my horse. He said, "I would swear it is my horse if I didn't know your parents." He said he would surely say that it was his horse if he didn't know their parents. And as I have told you, no one could believe a Garglanian family member to steal a horse. They were supposed to be very honest. "The fame of your family for honesty is well known to me. I know very well." He told that he knew very well how honest the family members are there in Aram and Morad. "Yet the horse is the twin of my horse." But he said one thing: this horse was exactly the twin of his horse. You know very well it was his horse. "A suspicious man would believe his eyes instead of his heart." He said if he was suspicious, he would believe his eyes rather than his heart. But because he was not suspicious, he was believing his heart. Even though the horse was similar to his horse, but he did not believe it because he was believing that Garglanian family member would not steal a horse. What a faith! "Good day, my young friends." So he said, "Good day" to young friends and bade goodbye to these two. "Good day, John Byro," my cousin Morad said. So Morad also bade him goodbye. Early the following morning, we took the horse to John Byro's vineyard and put it in the barn. Early the following morning. So next morning, we took the horse. Morad and Aram took the horse to where? To the barn of John Byro. The dogs followed us around without making a sound. And most importantly, it was dark. We were moving in dark. Dogs were following, but no dog was barking. Without making a sound, they were following. The dogs were following them. The dogs, I whispered to my cousin Morad. So I could not control. Aram could not control his emotions. He told Morad, "The dogs. Look, there are dogs." I whispered to my cousin Morad. So in a very low voice, he whispered, In a very low voice, he said to his cousin Morad, "There are dogs with us." I thought they would bark. What Aram thought? That the dogs would bark. But actually, this did not happen. None of the dogs bark. They would add somebody else, he said. I have a way with dogs. What was the answer of Morad? Morad said, those dogs would have barked at somebody else, but they would not bark at him because he had a way with the dogs. Till now, you have studied Morad had a way with a horse, with Robin, with farmer, and now with dogs. My cousin Morad put his arms around the horse, pressed his nose into the horse nose. So he touched the mouth of the horse, patted it, puts his hand on the back of the horse, and then he went away. Then both of them, then we went away. Then both of them went away. That afternoon, John Byro came to our house in his surrey. So that afternoon, John Byro came to their house, to the house of Aram, in his surrey, in his horse driven cart, and showed my mother the horse that had been stolen and returned, and told everything, the complete story, how the horse was stolen for 1 month or more, and then it was returned. I do not know what to think, he said. He was surprised. He could not believe how did this happen. The horse is stronger than ever. Now, the horse is stronger than ever. And not only that, better tempered too. It has better temper as well. I thank God. Really, I am thankful to God. Who is thankful to God? John Byro says that he was thankful to God. My uncle Khusro, who was in the parlor, as usual, his punchline, if you remember. My uncle Khosrow, who was in the parlor means the outer room, special room for guests, became irritated and shouted, "Quiet! Quiet, man, quiet! Your horse has been returned. Pay no attention to it. Now pay no attention to it because your horse has been returned." Now this story ends. After this, we'll cover the 4 questions from your NCRT book. The very first question: you'll probably agree that this story does not have breathless adventure and exciting action. Then, what, in your opinion, makes it interesting? Answer. Let's see the answer. The story did not have exciting action and breathless adventures. It's obvious. Yet, it had suspense in the story which made it interesting. What would happen next? Will they really return the horse? So, there is suspense. It was a good psychological narration, and both the boys wanted to try something adventurous, as their family was poor, and they both wanted to ride a horse. Morod stole it, and they both rode it for quite some time. After they were over, the horse riding was over, their gameplay, they took it back to its original place and owner. So they returned the horse. Now, next question, second one. Did the boys return the horse because they were conscience stricken or because they were afraid? So, two reasons can be given. One, conscience striking. They had a feeling from inside to return the horse. Otherwise, they were afraid. Answer. The boys returned the horse not because they were afraid but because of their conscience. Their family was known for its honesty, yet they had stolen the horse month ago. So they had done something wrong. When they met John Byro on his way to town, the horse was with them. He carefully examined it and said that it looked exactly like the one he had, just like a twin. But he did not say it was his horse. Why? Because he believed that a Garglanian family member could not steal a horse. It felt like it was his own horse, but since he knew his parents, he did not believe it was his horse they were carrying. This struck the boys and they decided to take the horse back to the farmer's vineyard to put it in the barn of John Byro. Now, third question. One day back, there in the good old days when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence, you, if you remember, these are the very first line of this lesson. And life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. The story begins in a mood of nostalgia. Nostalgia means remembering good old days, remembering the past days. Can you narrate some incident from your childhood that might make an interesting story? So, what can be a similar answer? You may have a different answer, but whatever I have, by reading those lines, no one can stop themselves from traveling back to the memory lane. Even you may be also thinking about your past. I remember when I was 12 years old. So, a similar story, although it is imaginary. I used to visit my grandparents' home, which was located at a hill station. I would spend my entire summer vacation with them. We would go to the market to eat delicious snacks, would go shopping and watch TV together. I remember once going to a summer camp for a month. They would drop me off to the place and would come to pick me up after the classes got over. Sometimes my grandmother would bring a packed lunch for me. I would eat it as fast as we would go shopping after that. I always got sad whenever I had to go back to my home to go back to school. So this was an imaginary story. You can have any such story. Now, last question. The story revolves around characters who belong to a tribe in Armenia. Morad and Aram are members of the Garglanian family. Now locate Armenia and Assyria on the atlas and prepare a write-up on the Garglanian tribe. You may write about people, their names, traits, geographical and economical features as suggested in the story. So let's see. Garglanian tribe is said to be a work of fiction by author William Servan. It is said to be an imaginary story, a fiction. In his book of the year 1940, My Name is Aram, where he has mentioned about it. In his book, My Name is Aram, in the year 1940, they were Armenian. They were poor people who hardly managed to gather food to feed their stomach every day, but they were known for honesty. They had a hallmark of trust and honesty. Hospitality is one of the most important aspects of the tribe. Most of the Armenian people followed Christianity. They have a huge variety of food at social gatherings. They focused on forgiveness of sins and on the spirit of tolerance. So that's all in this video. Hope you enjoyed this video lecture. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next lesson.